there's a saying that you might know. They say a star is born. Um, I like that shit because if people really realize how stars are born, they know that a star needs to die for a star to be born. A cataclysmic shift in the whole entire solar system needs to happen in order for the remnants of the glitters of the past to form themselves into new orbiting systems that become our new stars. Astronomy allegories aside, this is how I feel about a rapper who has recently captured the greater attention of, I think, the South African rap market. He goes by the name of Tony Dayimane, and he's really, really good. Like when I say he's good, I mean, unana that thing, as South Africans would say. What is that thing? I'm not going to just leave you in a nebulous place. I think every now and again, um, artists who are very aware of the tradition that has inspired them and have sat patiently with themselves, decoding what they need to do to both give honor to it, but also innovate on it, come along. He's that kind of an artist. He is an expression of the OK Malum Cool Cat legacy. Um, and he does it in a way which might not be as eclectic as Malum's, but delivers its own unique flavor vocally. I mean, first and foremost, this dude's voice is like a booming, thunderous, triumphant horn. Filled with confidence, he oozes a certain level of clarity about himself as young as he is. There is a steadfastness, a centeredness to his rapping style that just makes it really infectious. He's not just talking about everything all willy-nilly just to create the aesthetics of a rapper. I really feel like he's telling his own authentic stories. If he's speaking about it, he has somehow experienced it. You would kind of feel it in the tone and conviction in his raps. And that's it, the conviction. A lot of rappers seem to rap with this kind of presumptuous swag where it feels like they already think they're the best. So they're not interested in trying to convince anybody else. And what that does is that it does create this disconnect with an audience because if you already sound like you're in your own head, you make it very difficult for people to feel welcome in that head. You feel like it feels a lot like a lot of the rap being released by a lot of people nowadays, not naming any names, is just an expression of their ego with very little else as a footnote. This is that. This is an expression of ego. I think it is impossible for rap or anything not to be an expression of the ego. But there is a very conscious, um, you know, tone. And when I say conscious tone, I don't mean like, positive things. I mean like a very self-aware personality that drives Tony Taimane's whole rapping style. And with this EP, he's able to do that whilst still adding commentary that doesn't change the game, that doesn't kind of shift the game, but it kind of brings it back, which is not even really back, but it takes all the parts of it that worked in order for SA rap to be a thing in the first place. The song Big Boy is a bouncy, consistent uh, theme song of his own prowess. But it's the interesting punchlines, it's the allegories, it's the imagery that Tony Taimane paints, even with songs like Whoa, where Malum Cool Cat himself is present, but is seemingly, definitely outshined by the youngster in a display that says this is an artist who understands how to conduct himself even amongst greats. He's already in that position where he knows how to already feel himself but still at the very same time pay that homage. I keep saying. And it's this sense of respect simultaneously meshed in the audacity that any rapper needs to have, that clearly Tony Dayimane has, that makes this artist such a special tinge right now in the SA rap canvas. I mean, let's be honest. Maklera is the only thing worth talking about in SA rap right now. And I think we just had an off the record conversation about it with Dakeza about the fact that there's this weird thing where when rappers don't have rivals, it feels as if they're not really appreciated, you know? And that in and of itself says a lot about the politics of rap music, how there's people who legitimately feel rap is some kind of sport and there needs to be blood in order for artists to be proven worthy. Um, I think if there's anybody right now who can bring much added rivalry to the Maklera era, oh, that rhymes, of South African rap, it's definitely Tony Dayimane because he is a new and improved form of that Durban steez, and he studied that Johannesburg panache, and he seems to be aware of that kind of Cape Tonian groundedness. Need I say more? He feels absolutely South African in all the ways that are classically South African through the pop culture lens. And his songwriting is not just, again, dedicated to the dance floor. There's songs in here like Zulu Girl, which are, again, really cute love songs said in a way that, again, conveys genuine, authentic, emotional, captivating writing. It's not just cliches and kitschy little sayings and redoing of the same formula. It's trying to look at the formula but imbibing a real sense of self into it, which makes any form of artistry work. So yeah, this is definitely a project that I think is a bona fide great. I mean, I was about to say classic, and I think I am. I'm saying it. For an artist who is pushing the dimensions of where SA rap right now, this is one of the most exciting projects to drop. I'm definitely hailing it as a classic. I think we'll go back into this and dance to it in ways where we remember the point at which a new artist was born. What is to become of this new artist? Hivana, I feel it's up to the times, it's up to the strategy of Tony Dayimane himself, his team, because not saying much about the game at large, we are in a place now where there is no longer real superstars. There are only select group of artists who appeal to general tastes. Uh, that's created by the fact that television or old media channeled a certain group of artists into the limelight. Therefore, they became the ones who attention was shining on. But now, the internet has a more rhizomatic and kind of fragmented approach to this, where whoever blows is whoever is able to tap into the attention economy of their particular core base, while still at the very same time knowing how to balance that old media significance. I'm saying a lot of things that I won't explain right now, probably will in a future episode. All you need to know is that for me, this project is a solid 8.5 to 9 out of 10. For real. It is energetic. It is diverse. If you remember the 5 principles, which are probably here right now on the screen, these things are what that project has. So without saying any more about it, for me, I really think we are in an era where new artists are coming up, and Tony Dayimane seems to be the artist to look out for. It's interesting because the generation of SA rappers that are still active at the moment, I'm talking about the Tato Souls, the 25Ks, Anybody other than Maclera in the Maclera era seem to already be experiencing a bit of a fade out. That's an interesting phenomenon. For artists who, in my eyes, still feel new, but something is going on where the kind of music they've been making lately just feels stuck in one place. And I think there are artists who are capitalizing on that because they're bringing a fresh approach. And right now, it's arousing a lot of interesting, competitive dynamic to SA rap. You're watching the Headspace, Africa's most poignant culture channel.